going to New York. Oh my God.
Me too. Next year, though.
My biggest musical inspiration. That's a long ass list. Hello, Leanne and Jackie from Texas. It's lovely to see you guys. I mean, well, chat, say words back at you guys. Hi, Ricky. Please don't cry. Are me and Eileen together? You're just gonna have to watch the show to find that out. I can't answer that question for you guys right now, mostly because I think it'd be a huge bummer if I ruined that secret for everybody. We ride kangaroos here. No, you don't. I'm an Australian citizen, and I know for a fact you don't ride kangaroos there. Not only that, but you eat kangaroos, and you're one of only 2 countries in the world that actually eats your national animal. Side note, it kind of tastes like steak, but that's beside the point. Can I do a British accent? So what? You want me to do like a British sort of thing for you? Yeah, I suppose I could, maybe a bit. You know, it's not like quite as good as some other ones I've been working on, but you know, I try to sound mostly like Adele most of the time. My good one's Australian. So now I'm talking in Australian, but there are a few different types of Australian that you got to be aware of. The one that I'm talking in right now is closer to Adelaide, which is sort of like British Australian. It's nice and sort of soft-spoken. Now, no, I'm not an Aborigine. I would be much, much blacker if I was an Aborigine, and my hair'd be crazy. Basically, though, I can talk like an Australian redneck, and those bogans. Now, bogans...
It's meeting in person.
Oh, how's it going, mate? You still there?
Naya Rivera, meeting her. How is it?
I have no idea what you just said.
He said, how is it meeting Naya Rivera?
Oh, Naya Rivera is a fox, and is really cool. Like, I feel like I could go to a business meeting with her, and, like, she would keep me financially safe, and then we'd go out for drinks, and it'd be awesome. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird because, like, I mean, I've been doing, even though I haven't really been, like, as famous as I am now, even though that's really weird for me to say because I don't really think of myself as being that famous or anything like that. I've been acting for a really long time. So when most of the guest people come in, like, you know, Kevin McHale's coming in next week, and, you know, Leah Michelle was on week 1, mostly I'm just like, oh, hey, look, it's another working actor who found success in a very cynical and, like, terrible industry to work in, and I'm so happy that they're successful, and I'm glad to get to meet them. So it's more like a professional thing, on my end. And here's the thing you guys should know, and I think something that you guys could really be on the lookout for in the next episode is, you know, I think during Sexuality Week I was a bit of a dick, and, like, I don't know if that was, you know, entirely what happened. Like, it's not exactly what happened, but you know, but there were definitely some things that went on that week that, like, you know, that I wish I could sort of redo. And it's totally cool. But next, I don't know, next week, just be on the lookout for, like, I guess, I don't know, I feel like they might try to continue along that storyline, even if it doesn't make sense. So be on the lookout for things like shady editing and, you know, stuff like that. Because it's, you know, what I think a lot of people don't realize is that every single episode runs through about a week's worth of filming and about 100 hours worth of raw footage that they have to break down into 42 minutes. So they usually have to keep the storyline simple. They have to keep the characters simple. And one of the things that they use is called the Frankenbite. And what the Frankenbite is if you ever notice how in season 1 of the show, like Cameron, for instance, talks about how you know, how he's Christian a lot, and so does Samuel. And in season 2, Eileen talks about how she's Muslim. I think in season 1, Cameron actually said that he was Christian about 2 times in interviews, but they kept having to, like, resplice it and put it in over and over again to beat you over the head with it. So just be aware that, like, you know, if it sounds like Eileen said Muslim out of nowhere in the middle of a sentence, that's probably because they cut it out from somewhere else and pasted it in just so you guys could get the message one more time. But I believe you to be much smarter than they take you to be. So, be on the lookout, look for details, and don't be afraid to do some digging.
Next week, and I wanna please give me some tips.
I didn't catch any of that, but hype it.
I am performing next week. I am performing next week, and I need some tips.
You need some like.
He said he's performing next week.
Performing. I am performing, and I need some tips.
There you go. There it is. I hear you loud and clear. Okay, so if you're performing next week, practice it as many times as you can before you actually go out, and then remember that nerves can be a good thing, and nerves can inform a really good performance. So if you just go out there and do your best at it, I mean, you're going to be fine. Like, performing isn't easy, but like everything else with practice, it gets better. So just like practice as much as you can, go out there and do your best. And, if you're like inspired to make a different choice when you're out there, then just make it and go with your instincts and don't because there was a time where like I'd go out there and where I'd go out on stage and I'd be like, oh, should I do this? But then it's like, oh wait, no, I won't. And then that ends up looking like I'm constipated when in reality I'm just like holding back, making a choice. So go out there and do whatever you want and realize that if you just let yourself go, they'll love you for it. My first impression of Eileen. Okay, that's a good one. That's a really good one. Because the first time I ever met Eileen was at Callbacks. And we were all in a van about to go to Cheesecake Factory. And the first thing I hear is her basically. I didn't know that her and the driver of the van were friends, so the first thing I heard was her swearing at the driver very loudly and, obscenely. And my first thought was oh my god, if she gets on the show, half of our footage is going to be completely unusable because all she does is, swear and yell. And so, to be honest, I was a little bit taken aback, and I thought, oh my god, this girl is crazy, crazy. But then we got on the show, and I was like, oh, okay, you're actually pretty cool, and I also think you're kind of pretty, and it turned into good things.
That's pretty.
And she has swagger for days. That's right. Wait, did I just see someone change their nickname to Tori? Tori, are you here? Are you in the chat room? Okay, wait, I'm waiting for it because I think I just saw Tori Leonard, who was a PA on the show. Hey, what up, Tori? Okay, so Tori, as long as you're here, if I ever say something that I probably shouldn't, just type something out in all caps or something. It's probably better that way. So let's see. Oh, do you guys have any questions and stuff? Hello, Janelle. What's my favorite memory from the show so far? Man, there have been so many memories on the show that I just will cherish forever. Especially because we all had an opportunity to go back and see the set after the show was done, and if any of you guys are fans of The Real World, our set was actually The Real World Hollywood, and if you look at old footage of The Real World Hollywood, you'll see that the bathroom setup is exactly the same, the kitchen setup is the same. They basically just repainted it for the Glee Project colors. But after this show was done, they took it all apart. They took everything apart, and it was really, really strange to walk into this place that was the choir room and to see this huge empty space and just nothing is there anymore. And I think that was I think that was the most actually surreal memory about anything during the show or after. Yeah, was to see how like it's sort of like the African Sahara, or it's sort of like, the safari where the animals pick everything clean and nothing is wasted. So, they took apart all the wood, they took apart all the electronics, all the sound stages, everything, and they left behind just huge spaces, and it was really cool to look at. My turtle shell would probably be fuchsia, except I actually thought fuchsia was more of a teal, sort of like bright blue color, mostly because fuchsia sounds like it should be a bright blue color and not like stupid hot pink, which it turned out to be. Oh my god, there's just so many people. Favorite song sang by me? Probably Fix You. I was sort of in performance blackout mode during that whole thing, and I had no idea what the heck I was going to do going out there. So up until I actually saw it on the show, I had no idea what it was going to turn out to be. So I'm really glad it became that. What did I do today? I'll tell you what I did today. I woke up at the Courtyard Marriott, and then drove home and took a nap. And at some point, I ate like a few potato chips, and that's like the most that I did today. So that is my life currently. My first impression of Blake. To be honest, I didn't get any impression of Blake at all, because when Blake is practicing, he goes into like super like practicey performance mode, and he says nothing to anybody, and he's very like in his own head. So when I first saw him, I was like, "Hey man, what's up?" And he just said nothing back to me, and like didn't even acknowledge that I was there. So I was like, what the hell is this guy's deal? And then